Hello. Little hydration, self-care. So, on TikTok, people have been asking me to make a Q&A video. So I did a TikTok asking for questions, and got kind of the most common ones and stuff. I think I have about 21 questions. And they, just warning, like, I did not go to the extra effort of, like, grouping them, so they're very random. And they're not all mental health related. Some of them are, like, more about my chronic illness and stuff like that, so it's a little random, it's a little spicy, but we're going with it. Hi, I'm a hot mess. Nice to meet you. I'm Alex. Okay, so question 1 on my little list. Can kiddos swear on the units? So, okay, technically, no. But also, like, if it's not excessive, like, I'm not gonna be like, you're getting in trouble for that. Like, no. Like, everyone cusses. The staff cuss. Like, if the staff cuss, the kids can cuss, just not, like, an excessive amount. If that makes sense? I don't know if that makes sense. But, like, I try to be fine about it. Like, you know, it's chill. Number 2. What is my advice for someone who wants my job? So I get this question a lot, and my biggest piece of advice is just to be confident and understand that, like, these kids are there to get help, and these kids are hurting, and what you're doing is helping them no matter how much they might tell you otherwise. Just that, I don't know, nothing like that you're there to help and you're there to do your job, and just be confident in it, because you're trained the way that you're trained for a reason. And I don't know, just be confident, you got this, and it's an amazing job, honestly. I love it so much. Okay, number 3. What is my dream job in mental health? My dream job in mental health is to be an inpatient therapist or psychologist at, like, an adolescent ward. I would love to work in the UK. Like, fingers crossed. There's maybe, like, a tiny little plan in the works, like, very low-key, trying to see if I can do my master's in the UK and then possibly work in psych wards over there. Hopefully that happens, but, like, okay, number 4. What's the most rewarding part of working in the psych ward? Definitely getting to see my kids, like, improve and start to recover and, like, start to kind of connect the dots and stuff and, like, make progress in their recovery. Oh my goodness. Best thing ever, like, seeing those aha moments for them. I love it. It's amazing. Okay. What strategies would I give you guys to deal with anxiety and stress? I would say, like, stuff that works for me really well is having fidgets that I can use, like, to hold and stuff. I have smaller fidgets for when I'm, like, out and about, and then I have bigger fidgets that I can, like, throw around my house and stuff when I really need to get my anxiety out. And then for stress, I find that keeping things very organized. I have planners upon planners, probably too many. I like to use different colored pens to color code my weeks, just to make sure that I'm not missing anything, which is very nice. Yeah, so just, like, make sure everything's organized, make sure that you know that you have enough food, like, everything that you, like, need to survive and live, that, like, you have that taken care of, so that's something you don't even need to think about. And then you can, like, take, I think, this answer is not going well, I'm sorry, but, my high school AP Bio teacher gave me the best advice that I've ever received for, like, dealing with, like, anxiety and stress and being overwhelmed. It's about thinking what you can do in the next 5 minutes. Nothing, like, that you've done in the past, nothing that you'll do, like, that you have to do still. but what can I do in the next 5 minutes? And it keeps me very grounded, and it works super, super well. So thank you, AP Bio teacher. How can I tell when I'm about to dissociate, and how do I ground myself? And am I aware of my surroundings, and can I hear other people? So when I'm about to dissociate, normally I've been triggered or something, and my body will start to feel kind of numb or like tingly. And pretty much it feels like my brain just kind of slows down. Like I think I told my therapist one time, it feels like I'm thinking through molasses and there's nothing there when I'm trying to think. So that's kind of how I am with dissociation. I sometimes can hear people with like really strong dissociation where it comes on very quickly and stuff, but no, I can't hear you. Like the wall is my entire world at that moment, like the wall that I'm staring at. So sometimes I can hear other people, sometimes I can't. And then generally I can't really tell when it's coming on. Sometimes I can. And I definitely dissociate a lot more quickly when I'm tired. Like, that's just something I know about myself. Number 7. Yeah. What if a kiddo refuses to go to sleep or go to bed? Well, as long as you are in your room, it's not that, like, I am not concerned. Like, yeah, I'll definitely write it in your note that you refuse to go to sleep. But as long as you're in your room and stuff, and there's a staff that can monitor you, that's your choice. And honestly, if you refuse to sleep for long enough, eventually your body will make you sleep. So if you refuse to transition to your bedroom, that becomes a little bit more of an issue. And like if you really are refusing, and then as we're working on you, if you start to get like agitated and stuff like that, we may transport you to your bedroom. And that can mean like kind of holding your arm and being like, come on, let's go, or it can mean something a little bit higher level. Like I think we've like picked kids up before when they were just like flat out refusing, but generally, like, we can work with a kiddo and be like, alright, so what about going to bed right now is not the plan. And generally we're able to work through that, and a lot of times it's like, oh, we can get you like a PRN for anxiety, and they're like, yes, that's what I need right now, and it works really well. Do I ever bump into kiddos outside of the units? I have not, but my coworkers have. I've not experienced that yet, but I'm sure at some point I will. Will this concussion... By the way, I have a concussion. For those of you that don't follow me on TikTok, I got punched in the head a bunch of times, and a story time is coming. But yes, I have a concussion currently. So, will this concussion impact my sports season? It should not impact my sports season. I compete in winter and spring. So, hopefully, my brain will be good by then. I'm starting clearly, I'm starting to do a little better, but we'll see. Where am I on my list? This is what happens when you write really small. Y'all, it's not a time. Okay, I'm on number 10. What qualifications do I need to work at a psych hospital? Depends on the facility. A lot of times I know that bachelor's degree is preferred, or like the equivalent. And like certain age ranges. I think at my facility it's 18. They may have just moved it up to like 20 or something. But generally there's a schooling requirement and an age requirement. Sometimes facilities only require that like you're pursuing a degree, like that's what mine is. And that could be pursuing your QMHA, which is Qualified Mental Health Assistant, which is what my boyfriend is doing currently. So he's working there pursuing his QMHA, which is an experience-based accreditation. Or you could be like pursuing your bachelor's or master's degree. So it depends on the facility, but generally facilities will train you with the specific way that they want you to approach the treatment of their kiddos. or anyone who's in the facility. I shouldn't specify for like pediatrics or adolescent, but like, yeah. Alrighty, I'm on number 11. Favorite coping mechanisms. Yes. So I am a very sensory-based coping mechanism person. So I love TIP, which is changing your body temperature really drastically to kind of like snap your mind out of it. So I'll use ice, cold showers. I also really like Squishies on TikTok. I'm known for my Squishies. Wait, do I have one? I do. So I have a bunch of giant Squishies. I use them as incentives for my kids. I also like to chill with them because they're very fun. So this is Doug Jr. He is my massive s'more squishy that I use so that my kiddos will participate in my therapy groups. So yes, that I will snap. I tend to use like a hairband rather than a rubber band because I hate like the texture of the rubber on my skin. I think those are the biggest ones I use. And then just like grounding, like closing my eyes and noticing like what does the carpet feel like that I'm sitting on? What does my sweatshirt feel like? What does my hair feel like in its ponytail right now? Like all of that kind of stuff. So yeah, just I'm a very sensory oriented person. Okay. Number 12. So, how do you keep going while being affected by chronic illness? So, honestly, I tend to not even like, this sounds bad, but like, I try not to give myself space to be affected by my chronic illness. If that makes sense. Like, I will do everything in my power to not let my chronic illness affect my life. I will find other ways to do things so I can still do the things that I enjoy. Obviously, like, I take care of myself, I know my limits and everything, but I try to live my life as normally as I can, while listening to my body and understanding that I am chronically ill and accepting that. So, I don't know if that really answers that, but alright. Number 13. How do I stay so positive? Sarcasm? Honestly, I don't know. I try to look at things like in like a happy light or a positive light all the time because I don't know, like it makes me sad when things like things are sad. I don't know. I much prefer to be positive and to look at things in a positive light because overall it makes my brain happier and it makes me view the world in a more positive way, and like when I'm looking at everything in a really negative light it just like makes me feel bad and ugh. So just I don't know. Why did I want to work at the unit? This is number 14. So why I wanted to work at the unit, I've always been really interested, like academics wise, in the more acute level of psychiatric care. Like the more acute illnesses and stuff like that. Because, I don't know, it's been what I've always been interested in. And I've also had friends that have benefited from psych wards and they've saved their lives and stuff, and seeing how that support that they received was able to make such a profound impact on their lives. It's the reason that I got to have those friends. Really made me want to go and work in a psych ward and support people through literally the lowest points of their lives and get them back out in the world and get them kind of back on their feet. So yeah. Number 15. Does my anxiety ever get triggered by the kids? Not really. Honestly, working as a psych ward, you have kind of, in psychology terms, it's called arousal. So you have a higher level of like bodily arousal, like you're more attuned to your surroundings. That's a better way to put it. So you're more attuned to your surroundings, and I find that having anxiety actually really helps because I'm much more aware of everything that's going on around me. I can pay attention to a lot more stuff, I can notice a lot more stuff, so I try to use my anxiety in an adaptive way while I'm working with the kiddos, so the kids don't tend to trigger my anxiety that much. Maybe a little bit, like not a ton. 16. What happens if a kiddo makes an attempt? So, this breaks my heart, and like, I want to help them so much, and like, it's so hard for me to see them in that much pain. So what will happen is, obviously we intervene, we stop the attempt, and then they will be, if they need to, they will be taken to an emergency room for outside medical care. And if that's not needed, then they'll be placed on a higher supervision level, so that generally means one-to-one staffing. If there's been an attempt, it'll be one-to-one staffing, and your staff is with you all the time, and they're always watching you. And when I mean all the time, I mean for everything. So like bathroom, shower, it's not a fun time for anybody. So yeah, we will up your supervision level to make sure that you can't get, I guess, any more means to make another attempt, and we'll really come around you and support you if, like, you make an attempt on the unit. Number 17. Can you still work there if you don't have a bachelor's? Yeah, I don't have a bachelor's. Sorry, that was like the weirdest. Yes. Okay. Yes, you can still work there if you don't have a bachelor's. I'm living proof. I don't have a bachelor's. I'm really close to my bachelor's, but I don't have one. Different facilities require different educational backgrounds and stuff like that. A lot of times they love taking in students and stuff. But yeah, don't necessarily need a bachelor's. Depends on the facility though. What happens if a kid won't talk? We'll find other ways to communicate with them. I'm totally happy if a kid is having trouble speaking or refusing to speak. I will sit there and have a conversation with them, writing it down on a notepad or something. That's totally fine. We'll find other ways to communicate with them and work with them. Can kids have visitors or make phone calls? I get this question so much. Like, so much. And the answer is yes. So COVID's made the visitor thing like a little funky. It's just like more layers of like having to do the checks of like if the visitor has COVID and like having limits on visitors. So COVID's making everything complicated, y'all. But as for phone calls, I think at least at my facility, as long as the therapist has approved the person for phone calls, you're allowed to call that person, and we have times during the day that you can like call the person, or like whoever you want to call, or like if they call in the unit and they're on that like approved list of people, then you can talk to them. Oh, number 20. Are psych wards scary? No. They're not scary. They're places that are there to support you through a really, really hard time in your life. They're not scary places. Most of my shifts are, quite frankly, they're just me, like, chilling with the kids, playing games and watching movies and running therapy groups. That's a lot of my shift. And they're not scary. Yeah, they have intense moments where people are really struggling, and those can be scary. But all in all, psych wards aren't scary. They have scary moments, is what I would say. And the last and final one, number 21, have I ever struggled with my mental health? Yes, I have. I try to be very open about this. I struggle a lot with anxiety. Like, a lot with anxiety. And I'm a very big perfectionist. That all kind of plays into the anxiety stuff. So yeah, I've struggled with my mental health, not to the point where I've needed to be inpatient, but I've struggled quite significantly with my anxiety. So thank you for watching. This was my TikTok Ask Q&A. If you guys have more questions, ask them in the comments and I'd be happy to answer them. So I never know how to end these videos, so like this is me being upfront and honest about that. I have no idea how to end these videos. If you want to follow me on TikTok, I will put it on screen somewhere. I have no idea how to do that right now. Because as I've been open about on TikTok, I'm really bad at editing, so if this is really badly edited, yeet. Also, there's a weird jump cut in the middle of this video, and it's because my camera stopped recording. I don't know why. Maybe I'll do something funny, like, I don't know. I'll do something funny with it. But yeah, welcome to my community. Thank you so much for letting me support you. I hope I can continue to support you on YouTube and on TikTok. My TikTok is Alex_Marie_2. I'll put it on screen somewhere. And I love you guys so much. You guys are such incredible, amazing humans, and thank you for watching my video. Let me know if you have any other questions and I'll do my best to answer them. Bye!